A lot of Pathfinder lore centered around the inner sea. Boring! Let's go to Tian Xia inspired by Fantasy Asia. Then instead of playing as a bunch of humans of different heights, you can play as a bunch of shapeshifters. This video is brought to you by the Tian Xia Character Guide. Thank you Paizo for my complimentary copy. A lot of the ancestries in Tian Xia are similar to those in the inner sea. Humans live everywhere except for remote areas like the Valishmai jungle or Nagajor where they were banned. That's because Nagajor is the country of snake monsters where the nagaji live. Nagaji and Tian Xia can have the Shimmer Tongue heritage and gain a magic sense. Lizardfolk sometimes protect humans from nagaji, like the Makari lizardfolk who have weird trunks that can cast spells. Other lizardfolk are the Bakua with a tough hide that can literally act as medium armor. But the lizardfolk in the jungle sometimes come into conflict with rare carabao-headed humanoids called the Sarangay. Sarangays get a strength boost and a horn attack. Their heritages define themselves based on the moon. The waxing moon Sarangay live in swamps and utilize their physical bodies. Sarangay can also better use their horns. Some heritages characterize them as traveling diplomats, such as the half-moon Sarangay, good at recall knowledge, and can have the feat Traveler's Council, which gives diplomacy. Others are characterized as secret shamans, such as the full moon Sarangay, exchanging the strength boost for a wisdom boost, the new moon Sarangay, who are small ninjas, or the waning moon Sarangay, who practice the secret arts of performance and dance. Folk Hero gives training in medicine and occultism, while Sarangay lore gives nature and survival. Sarangay also have a head gem, which is hard to destroy, making it easier to resurrect them, and they can also use it to cast occult spells. Catfolk are well integrated into major cities, as well as a secret tribe from the Valishmai jungle. What's the deal with the Valishmai jungle anyway? It's full of giant kaiju. Some kobolds there absorb power from kaiju and become mighty fall kobolds, granting them more hit points and strength. Other kobolds in Tian Xia absorb power from imperial dragons, and these kobolds become scribes. There are many Tengu, whose ancestral homeland is the unstable Kwanlai. Kwanlai is also one of the few places where Kitsune live openly, along with the Forest of Spirits. Otherwise, Kitsune live in secret amongst humanoid settlements as shapeshifters, and can have the Palace Echo's heritage. Kitsune have a rivalry with another mischievous animal shapeshifter, the tanuki, who are common in Minkai, the Forest of Spirits, and Goka. Tanuki are small and cute and good at deception and performance. Biologically, they're made for parties. They get extra HP, they have a boost to constitution and charisma, and a flaw to wisdom, which is just another boost to parties. Ascetic tanuki are good at smelling out food, while virtuous tanuki are so good at drinking alcohol they get poison resistance. Some might say tanuki are always the laughingstock. Some tanuki are susceptible to critically succeeding or failing emotion effects. There are also courageous tanuki that are really good at running away. Scorched on the Crackling Mountain is all about gaining a fire resistance. They can change shape into regular raccoon dogs, which is a real animal, or gain the option to turn into a humanoid or an object. On the southern shores of Minkai are special gnomes called Kijimuna. They're great at swimming and fishing or climbing. Goka is a free state and also home to many Vanara that come east from Vudra. There's also samsaran. Look familiar? That's because it's exactly the same as a regular humanoid, until they die and get reincarnated as a blue baby with glowing white eyes and low light vision. Then they grow up, grow old, die, and get reborn as another blue baby. This happens again and again until they reach enlightenment, turn into a puddle of water, and pass on. Or they give up, turn into a puddle of water, and pass on, but much more sadly. This enlightenment gives them a wisdom boost, but it makes them awkward. They're good at resisting emotional effects and can be trained in religion and society. They're actually common in the land of Ziha, Poli, and Goka, but they really do reincarnate, giving them a constitution boost, making them better at random skills they're untrained in and making it easier to resurrect them. They can also have basic spellcasting abilities. Some of these previous lives also give them explicit memories, such as healing, mountaineering, sanctuarying, and being in the wilderness. They can also choose other ancestries' feats or weapon training if it was in a previous life. Elves are here, they're just more rare and live in an isolated kingdom of Jinjin. Their enemies are the hobgoblins who live in the nearby country of Kaoling. Leshy are also in Tian Xia, but they look just like regular children that grew from a chrysanthemum, who can create antidotes, or a peach, who can talk to domesticated animals. You might notice there aren't any halflings. That's because they're underground and rare. Much more common are the rat folk, who live all over the underground of Tian Xia. Many live in the country of Digwo-dashu. Wayang might look a little creepy. They're small with a dexterity boost and constitution flaw and have the shadow trait, but that's just because they used to live in the netherworld of shadows alongside light-weaving bug people. They know shadow tongue, they have dark vision, and they're better at sneaking through the darkness. They can specialize in ranged weapons and get better at performance and stealth. Life was good until Zon-Kuthon, the god of pain and torture, came to the netherworld and made it suck. A few Wayangs escaped to the regular universe. Now these creatures live like living shadow puppets. Their heritages are based on their role as a performer, and they get a charisma boost. They could be a courtier to do diplomacy, a hermit to cast occult spells, a sailor to walk on water, a smith to use shadows as a weird weapon, dip poison, or a wanderer to increase their move speed. They can also dance to give themselves cover. Their philosophy is to use the dark side of the force, called the dissolution. The dissolution gives them a bonus to saves against darkness effects and an heirloom with a ghost inside that can tell them information. Huangat is home to goblins called dokebi, who like illusions and wrestling. There's also unique visitors from the first world, aka the world of fairies in Tian Xia, like sprites, but in Tian Xia there are unique ones, including Dejang, faceless six-legged furballs. Gandharva are human horse birds who can summon instruments. Kanchil are mouse-deer-headed fairies that lie, and Liungli have the head of a carp and can swim. Yaksha are spirits who come from the first world, which is why they get a charisma bonus, have the spirit trait, and low light vision. They can also grow crazy hair and fangs temporarily. Before the gods made the universe, they made the first world. It was a crazy, dangerous, and wild first draft filled with evil fairies, and it was the Yaksha's job to clean it up, but then the gods decided to abandon it. The Yaksha continued to follow their vow to protect innocent fairies and be cool guys. That's why all Yaksha are bound to a vow, and their heritage represents that vow. If they break their vow, they lose their Yaksha powers. It could be protecting people against natural disasters, making shelters, helping lost people, or picking up litter. Sometimes Yaksha get banished from the first world to the universe, but they continue to fulfill their vow. They're masters of the environment, with a constitution bonus, can see through smoke, can travel over overgrowth easily, can restore items, know lots of languages, and grant initiative bonuses. However, they still have their sworn enemies from the first world, evil fairies and rakshasas. They also get bonuses when fighting these enemies. Puppets are puppets that came to life, but in Tian Xia, they are Tsukumogami and could be any well-crafted object like a lantern that gains a soul after 100 years. They get a bonus to aid with themselves. Yaoguai also spontaneously emerge from objects, which is why they have a constitution boost and an intelligence flaw. They could be from an animal, a celestial, an element, or a plant. But as they emerge into sentience, they are hit with a desire to continue growing and become more powerful. They're better than most shapeshifters. They can turn into a small animal or version of themselves, transform their hands into weapons, and create mutagens from their powers, or use their transformations to escape situations. Many live amongst humans with a charisma boost and the basic ability to assume a humanoid form, but other Yaoguai are total loners, living at night, which grants them low-light vision and becoming the sole arbiters of their history. Tian Xia also has Oni, thunderous, strong, colloquial demons with superhuman strength, but sometimes their kids are pretty cool, called hunger seeds. A versatile heritage. Hunger seeds get horns, and they also can choose to get low-light vision, familiarity with cruel Oni weapons, or the ability to become Oni form and become large and clumsy.